Robert Eugene, also called as Bob Richards, in his competitive days was a versatile athlete who made it to 3 Olympic teams in 2 events. He is the only male 2-time Olympic gold winner in the pole vault. Sports history tells us that Cornelius Dutch Warmerdam dominated the sport of pole vaulting in the early 1940s, and he was the first person to vault over 15 feet, and he remained the only person to be able to do so until 1951. Cornelius officially retired from competitive sport in 1946. Meanwhile, Bob Richards was sparing no efforts to try and better Cornelius Dutch Warmerdam's record. However, when his best efforts reached a stalemate, he decided to take help from the best and contacted Cornelius, who graciously agreed to mentor and train him. During this short 3 days visit, yet intense association, Dutch's mentoring helped Bob's performance to increase by an astounding 8 inches. Bob's Olympic victory epitomizes 2 vital life lessons for us. The first, great leaders are great teachers, and 2, learn to stand on the shoulders of giants. Great leaders are great teachers. Great people always share their secrets for success. They add value to others. They are always looking for opportunities to help others, while unsuccessful people are always seeking personal gain. The second key to success is learn to stand on the shoulders of giants. World-class leaders don't become world-class by going the road alone. World-class leaders use a proven process, a coach, a mentor to point out their blind spots, push their limits, and step into greatness. So when you stand on the shoulders of giants, we see more and see things that are more distant than they did, not because our sight is superior or because we are taller than they, but because they raise us up, and by their stature add to ours. You see further than they saw, and their height adds to yours, making you taller than you ever were. To move forward, we need to let go of things that hold us back from living a life of purpose and possibilities. We will have to chuck out of the window some negative attitudes, regrets of lost opportunity, fears, angers, bitterness, and unhealthy habits, excuses, distractions, envying others, and lots of other negative baggage. Friends, the 3 thieves that steal us from a life of purpose and possibility are regret of yesterday, the anxiety and worries of tomorrow, and the ingratitude of today. First, regret. Everyone at some point in his life has felt the pain of regret. This feeling leads us to a self-blaming for making the wrong decisions and a desire to reverse the prevailing situation. Life flies past, and with it comes many missed opportunities and missteps that can set us back and leave us feeling hopeless. Make it a rule of life never to regret and never to look back. There is a need to stop looking at where you have been and start looking at where you can be. The second is anxiety. Worry is like babies, and they grow larger by nursing them. People worry about the future rather than prepare for it. Anxiety about the future steals and prevents you from pursuing a life of design and possibilities. Fear of the future is a waste of the present. Most people believe their doubts and then doubt their beliefs. The third one is ingratitude. Of all the human feelings, it is said that gratitude has the shortest memory. It is one's attitude that determines whether life unfolds into a place of blessedness or wretchedness. At the root of all ingratitude is the love of one's own greatness. For genuine gratitude admits that we are beneficiaries of an unearned bequest. To find fullness in life, one needs to replace regret with gratitude. Be grateful for what you have, not regretful for what you don't have. Friends, self-worth is simply defined as the level of importance you place on yourself. It is an emotional outlook that determines how and what you feel about yourself in comparison to other people. This evaluation has profound impact on the choices you make, since it determines to a great extent what you consider yourself capable and worthy of doing. We each have within us some inner enemies that can quickly kill off our self-worth. They drain our lives of potential and our purpose. And if left unchecked, they can unfortunately quickly erode our grandest plan and our noblest intention. The causes of low self-worth can be hard to identify. There is no one cause for everyone, and some people suffer from a variety of reasons. Some people measure their self-worth by the number on a scale. After we have hopped on an Instagram, we are inundated with picture-perfect versions of others. The more Insta-worthy pictures you view, the more unworthy you and your life can feel. This feeling is reinforced and likely made worse by social media and the constant and ever-changing messages you receive about what you need to do, to look like, and to act in order to feel worthy. For many students, grades and test scores are the ultimate determination of their self-worth. A study at the University of Michigan found that 80% of students surveyed based their self-worth on academic performance. The third reason is we all fail sometimes, some more than others, and this leads to a feeling of ineffectiveness, powerlessness, and worthlessness. But the fact is, failure doesn't make you unworthy or less intelligent. The fourth point is, some people spend the best years of their life chasing after acceptance and validation and feeling terrified of rejection. They depend on others to give them value. Fifth is, as humans, it is in our nature to compare ourselves to others, and comparison is the biggest killer of self-worth. We live in a world that is great in measuring and comparing externals. We compare everything from our paycheck to clothes to physical features. Surprisingly, the most frustrating thing about comparison is that we compare our worst quality with someone else's best quality. And the sixth one is, for many of us, our self-worth is tied up to our accomplishments or our possessions. Right from birth, it is ingrained in us that our value is measured by our possessions. Too often, people confuse net worth with self-worth. Friends, when you realize you're worthy, all the stuff that has happened that made you question your worthiness will begin to fade into the background. Those terrible feelings will begin to transform, and one day you'll look in the mirror and say, I am more than enough, and you will genuinely smile. Friends, the most fundamental and straightforward way of winning with people is to encourage them by a compliment and appreciation. If you want to make others feel super rich, then compliment them in front of others. Always remember that private compliments turned public instantly and dramatically increases in value. Friends, at times we consciously withhold praise because we think we'll appear inferior in some way if we pay someone else a compliment. We have a twisted view that somehow saying positive words to another takes away from our own self-worth. But the reality is that the opposite is true. Give people the number one treatment through words of appreciation, affirmations, and encouragement. And then watch them rise to your expectation. It's ironic, but this is how life works. As you build others up, your own life becomes more meaningful and rewarding. We live in a world at Edo's speed, but the nature of business and life is more organic. Look at good wine. It takes time to mature. A precious garden takes time to bloom. And great business and world-class lives are not created in a day. It's more about evolution, not revolution. Now, never give up on what you know you should really do. Remember, the so-called overnight success that people talk about takes about 10 years. We sometimes forget that nature still has its own timings. There's a seed time and harvest time, and that hasn't changed. You can't plant seeds on Monday and expect to harvest it on Tuesday. We often want success to happen right away, the way food cooks in a microwave. We are gradually ignoring the power of timing and trusting in nature's design. We have lost our patience, but each time we ignore these crucial factors, we end up with premature results that don't really match what nature would have produced if we had given it the necessary time required. Everyone has their own timeline, and you might feel as if you are a little behind your friends or peers, but that doesn't mean you should beat yourself up about it. Your time will come when it is meant for you. You may look at some of your friends and think that they have gone ahead of you. Maybe some of them you feel are behind, but everything happens at its own time pace. They have their own time and clock, so do you. So, the point is, everything in life happens according to our time and our clock. Be patient. Don't let anyone rush you with their timelines.